Yes, indeed, it is Tuesday. We made it to another day, and we're gonna make it a good day. You know what I'm saying? Because we might as well. We might as well make today a good day. So let's go ahead and get to it. With this classic playing in the background, you know what I'm saying? We got Jenny Jupiter, Mara, and Luke. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Julio. What's going on? I like this song, man. This is a song about a man who he refuses to be a sucker. You know what I'm saying? He got to put his foot down and stand up for himself. You know what I'm saying? Said, I'll do almost anything you want me to, but I can't go for this. You know what I mean? You got to put your foot down sometimes. You can't go for everything. We got Dora. Hello. We got Christina. Hello. No one busted in on me today while I was on the shitter. So that's a much better start to the day for sure. A much better start to the day. 100%. Let's go ahead and get our minds right and get into the news. I'm gonna be on this afternoon with Ravana around 3:00. And we're going to have, I think this is going to be another good conversation. We're going to be talking about the link between capitalism, hustle culture, and mental health issues and drug abuse in the United States. That's going to be a good one. What's going on, the 1804? How you doing? What's up, Spectre Funny? Good morning, Scott. I know a lot about music. I grew up listening to everything. You know what I'm saying? My parents is older. I'm 31. My dad is 72, and my mother's 68. So I grew up listening to everything. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think I'm feeling some Curtis Mayfield right now. I think maybe we should put on some Curtis Mayfield. How about that? While we take our first tick. We gonna do hold on. Which one should we do? This one or this one? Superfly or Pusha Man? Let's do Pusha Man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the one everybody know. If you don't know this song, I don't believe you. If you don't know this song, I do not believe you. Yes, the trial date. What was it? March 4th or something like that they set the trial date for, or something like that. All right, here we go. Here's some player shit right here. Happy Tuesday. Let's do it. God damn. Woo. This music and this fucking weed is getting me going. Woo. Man, I gotta clean my bong Susana Santos, you know what I'm saying? Lawrence, my brother, always good to have you here. April 24th. Yo, man, Donald Trump is, I don't know how he sleeps at night. I mean, he been not sleeping at night much. His ass always up at 4 a.m. tweeting some stupid shit. So let's see what we're going to start with today. He said they 59. You 42. Hey, that's cutting it close. Hey, damn. You know what? It's always interesting because, like, you know, like if you have kids younger or older, it comes with pros and cons, just like everything else. You know, my parents was older. one of the benefits of that for sure. I mean, they do they did pretty well for themselves professionally. I mean, they had already been there, done that with so many things. They didn't have to grow up with me. They were very mature and ready, very prepared. But of course, when you're older, you don't have as much energy. You may not have as much time because you're working, you're deeper into your career. You're younger, you got more energy, but you ain't got no money, and you a kid yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? You just it's ups and downs and everything, but you never know what you're gonna get. You just gotta make it work. Now, what shall we start with? Let's start off with some Vivek. We got some funny stuff today. We got some funny stuff. Some funny videos and some funny clips. But yeah, no. Yeah, so Sean Hannity grilling Vivek. We gonna start off with that after we take another hit. The early bird catches the snacks, and yes, indeed. Right, back in the 80s and 90s when everything was more affordable. Ooh. All right, let's go ahead and take one more hit, and then we're gonna get into this and see what Vivek talking about. This dude is hilarious, man. He's so ridiculous. All right. Take one more hit with me, my people. And then we will get everything rolling. Me and Rayvana will be on at around 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's when we're going to go on. Tuesday is like the day when you in the middle of the work week for real. You know, Mondays, you know, I got to get it going. I got to get it started. But when Tuesday rolls around, it's like, all right, I'm in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the thick of it for real. Yes, Vivek content is great, isn't it? All right, everybody. Let's take this last hit with me, and then we going. Vivek is he's just corny. He's just corny as hell. All right. Now, let us begin. Hannity grills Vivek Ramaswamy on comment about Israel. You want me to read it? All right, let's see what's up. And then he was on with Dana the other night, and he was mad because she wouldn't let him get past the comment he made on the modern KKK. He's just really bad at this.
While after he went viral for performing the Eminem song, one Eminem song on the campaign trail, Vivek has now been sent a cease and desist letter from rapper Eminem. I'm sure he's really scared. Anyway, NFL Hall of Fame running back O.J. Simpson appeared to endorse Vivek this weekend, saying the guy really would have a chance. Anyway, 2024 GOP candidate Vivek.
Yo, LV, I haven't thought about Lincoln Logs in so long, man. I haven't thought about those in so long, man. I used to play with Lincoln Logs, build little build little towns and villages and trains and stuff. Man, you taking me down memory lane right now. I have not thought about Lincoln Logs. I don't know when.
Vivek Ramaswamy joins us with reaction. How are you, sir?
It's good to see you, Sean. How are you?
Good. I think you've dealt with the issue of your battle with Congresswoman Presley a lot over the weekend. I don't think we need to rehash old ground. I want to go over some of the issues, though. You know, you said aid to Israel, our #1 ally, only democracy in the region, should end in 2028, and that they should be integrated
That's
with
false.
their neighbors. I have an exact quote. You want me to read it?
That's actually, yeah, I can tell you the exact quote. What I said is it would be a mark of success if we ever got to a point in our relationship with Israel, if Israel never needed the United States' aid. And Sean, you know how politics is played. A lot of the other professional politicians who have been threatened by my rise have used that statement to say that I would cut off aid to Israel. That's not correct. I've been crystal clear.
But do you?
That the
Here's
only
what I want to
condition
know.
under which
Do you understand the importance of the strategic alliance, the intelligence sharing,
Yes.
in an area of the world where we have a lot of enemies, which, by the way, boggles my mind that we look for the lifeblood of our economy and the world's economy from that very same region of the world, and we have more natural resources here, which you agree. But you do understand how important that alliance is,
and Sean,
how important the intelligence factor is, and how important it is with Iran, especially seeking nukes.
I understand it, I think, more deeply than probably anybody in this race. I've traveled to Israel. I have business partners in Israel. The reality is this.
Well, the Republican Party, well, and really the Democratic establishment as well.
By the end of my first...
They don't like anybody saying anything remotely in criticism of Israel. So, yeah, the Republican and Democratic establishments don't like this. But let's see just how he explains and defends and what he has to say.
Term, our relationship with Israel will be stronger than it ever has been because I will treat it as a true friendship, not just a transactional relationship.
And why did you say that they shouldn't have preferential treatment? Why did you say that Israel should not have preferential treatment from us? That's a direct quote.
Sean, I understand. No, those are direct quotes from headlines summarized by opposition research fed to the fake news media. The reality is, here's what I've said. But Abraham Accords 2.0 is my top priority. Abraham Accords 2.0 is my top priority, which is to get Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar into that pact with Israel. And foremost, to have a partnership with Israel that does something really important for the U.S., which is to make sure that Iran never, ever, ever has nuclear capabilities. That's important to the United States. And the other thing I've said, Sean, is that Israel's our friend. Good friends learn from each other. I would love Israel's border policies in this country. I would love Israel's tough on crime policies. And
you know, it's really interesting to hear him. Well, not interesting. He's just full of shit. Like, for him to sit here and say, you know, our top priority is making sure we partner with Israel just to make sure that Iran never, ever builds weapons of mass destruction. Well, you are Trump's biggest ass kisser. You're his biggest bootlicker. And you sitting up here acting like Donald Trump didn't axe the Iran nuclear agreement. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how you again, like, this dude is just he's rich. That's it. He's rich, and he really doesn't know that much about the political system. And more importantly, he doesn't really have a plan. He knows he's not going to win, and he knows that he's not going to get close. But again, it's just a huge eye roll for him to sit here and it's like, oh, I'm a billionaire, so you should listen to me. But like, you sitting up here kissing Trump's ass, and then you just said we want to make sure that Iran never gets weapons of mass destruction. But who's the one who ripped up the Iran nuclear agreement? Donald Trump. So again, he's just a loser.
Strong national identity in this country. I would love an iron dome like Israel has to defend itself against Hamas, which is a good thing for Israel. I want something like that here in the United States. So I don't read from the traditional GOP talking point binder that's...
Hey, So Life, you know, that may be true because, I mean, well, Megyn Kelly, she's not on Fox anymore, but she was poking fun at Vivek for his debate prep video where he was hitting a tennis ball with his shirt off and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I mean, again, he's just corny. You know what I'm saying? And and it's cringe. You feel me?
Handed to traditional candidates. That's true. That lends itself to being misquoted. But it's actually a much more authentic commitment to Israel on the substance than just checking off the talking point of saying that we stand with Israel.
Like, he's just trying super hard. It's like, who is he really? I'm sure his family knows who he really is. I'm sure his wife and kids know more of who he actually is, but his close friends would know more who he really is, but there's no vulnerability here. He's just putting on a show. That's all this is.
That's meaningless. I prefer substance, and that's exactly where I've gone in a lot of these long-form podcasts I've done.
I know that most, if not most conservatives, unfortunately, I see Vladimir Putin as evil, a thug, a murderer, and he's trying to fulfill his territorial ambitions. I do believe we're going to watch China at some point try to fulfill their territorial ambitions with Taiwan. In the case of Ukraine, you make a great point, though. I mean, a sovereign country was invaded. This is first and foremost a European problem. They have not stepped up to the degree that was necessary to actually assist them and protect their continent. And Joe Biden throwing billions and billions of tax dollars, but yet putting handcuffs on the Ukrainians and their ability to fight the war, denying them Poland MiGs early on, denying there's not a real... There's only a situation where I see this becoming a quagmire because they want it to be a quagmire. Now, if you're gonna engage, if Europe wants to engage and defeat Putin, they've got to fight the war to win the war. They've got to have the tools to fight the war to win the war. The first responsibility should be Europe's. If the United States wants to help and aid them in their effort because they're targeting innocent men, women, and civilians, at that point, the U.S., I think, should be responsible for some help, but not the help that we've been giving.
Yo, I mean, whether you agree with Sean Hannity or not with what he's saying, he's pressing Vivek. He's really pressing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really is. Definitely like a lot of online Republicans are liking some of the stuff that Vivek has said. But again, like, the establishment ain't liking this dude. And not that that's I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's just interesting to see. It's like Sean Hannity is not fucking with this dude.
Which basically comes with no responsibility or no plan to actually win the conflict.
Well, there's also a further point, Sean, which is that if we had been energy independent in this country and had been
Yeah, so life, I think he was it was Al Sharpton. He was asking, it was in 2004, and he was asking Al Sharpton something. He was asking Al Sharpton something, but yeah, I think that's the clip that you're talking about. I saw it, but I didn't bring it up. But I'll bring it up.
Exporter of energy, Putin would have never felt he had the leverage to go after Ukraine. But there's a deeper strategic point now.
No, we would
which
be
is
selling,
that we are
selling our
Russia,
Western European allies all of their energy needs, and we'd be becoming an oil-rich, energy-rich
and I've said
country.
that countless times. But
yeah.
That's one of the key lessons we have to learn is energy independence and energy security is national security. But now, Sean, there's also a deeper point, which is that I worry we are now driving Russia closer into China's arms. And the Russia-China alliance is the single greatest threat that we face. And that's what I really worry about.
It's
and
already
I think that
there.
If there's an
it's
opportunity,
Russia, China, and Iran.
Well,
a new
exactly.
axis of evil is formed. So the question is,
Vivek doesn't know anything about politics, bro. He don't know what the fuck is going on. He one of those guys. Again, he's obviously he's successful monetarily, but he just he's one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm rich, so I don't really have to try. Everything's easy, so I don't really have to prepare that much. I mean, he posted that for his debate prep. His debate prep was him hitting a tennis ball with his shirt off. And again, I be taking pictures of my shirt off and stuff, but I'm also not running for president. And if I was posting something about debate prep, it wouldn't be with me with my fucking shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, like, this guy's just like, everything's super easy because I got a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, he's just one of those dudes. And again, he's 38. That's not old. And again, especially for politics, like 38 in politics is you a little boy. And he's just everything's so simple. And but yeah, I pulled up the Vivek clip of him in 2004. So let's watch that. Let us watch that. Let's see what's up with it. But yeah, it's just like yeah, this is him in 2004.
Question, go ahead. Reverend Sharpton, hello, I'm Vivek, and I want to ask you, last week on the show we had Senator Kerry, and this week, and the week before we had Senator Edwards, and my question for you is, of all the Democratic candidates out there, why should I vote for the one with the least political experience?
Well, you shouldn't, because I have the most political experience. I got involved in the political movement when I was 12 years old. And I've been involved in social policy for the last 30 years. So don't confuse people that have a job with political experience. Whoever the head of some local bureaucracy has a job in Cambridge. That doesn't mean that they have political experience, and it doesn't mean they have the experience to run the United States government. So I think that we confuse title holders with political experience, as we have seen with the present occupant in the White House. George Bush was a governor and clearly has shown he doesn't have political experience.
That was a pretty good exchange. But again, it was 2004, so he was a kid at the time. But I mean, again, in the political arena, he really still is a kid, and it shows. Again, like he's too lost in his own sauce. He's too lost in his own hype train, and he's not really interested in this. Jay, good morning. Hello. Oh, thank you, Flawed Dragon. I try hard. But yeah, Aaron, hello, good morning. Well, good afternoon now. For me, it's 12:02 where I'm at. But and you really see that a lot on the Republican side, more than anything, but more of the rich business Republican, like libertarian types, like everything is so simple. Everything's simple. Like, no, you're just rich, so you don't have to deal with nothing. But yeah, he still has that attitude because Sean Hannity was grilling him. He really was, man. He was grilling his ass, and you could tell he wasn't feeling him. He was looking at him like, this guy's a little kid. This guy's a kid. But no, let us continue. Fox News contributor calls Vivek Ramaswamy proposal criminally stupid and utterly disqualifying. You know, oftentimes when people like go too hard on the Republican side, I always say, man, y'all should have just ran as centrist Democrats. But that's not exciting enough because again, he don't really want to be no politician, man. And that's one of the reasons why I be saying I'm not finna be no politician until I get a whole lot of shit for me done out the way first. I want to do that goddamn job. It needs to be done. And I look at it as a duty. And I look at it as at some point I'm going to be in a position to where I will be ready for that. But until I get a whole lot of other shit out the way, I'm not doing that bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this man is 38 years old. And it's like, bro, you don't even really have that. For you to be 38 years old, if you're not running and you're not super fiery and passionate about some type of policy issue or super passionate about overhauling the system, then how can you really have that much motivation to be a statesman? Again, yes, there are very young people who have legitimate motivation to be statesmen, but it's just not as common. And more so than not, politics is an older person's game. It just is. So again, like this dude's 38 years old, just talking out of his ass. Like, you know, it's just interesting how that goes. You feel me? Like how, you know, again, I'm 31 years old. How can there's so many things I still have yet to do for me. I got one life. How can I sit here and pretend like I'm ready to be selfless and give to I'm not ready for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like, if you young and you gonna be on this stage, you better be about it. Because if you not, it's just like Jenny just said, you just trying to be famous. What the fuck else are you really trying to do? You know what I mean? You know, again, now you start to get up into the 40s, 50s. Okay, now you're more so in a place where you're just more mature, more ready to take on, a challenge that steep, because again, I don't look at it. I look at it as it's better to be a statesman than a politician, because a statesman is all about the people. Politician, it could just be a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting to think about it that way. Like, like, motherfucker, are you really ready to dedicate yourself to the people? Are you really ready to commit yourself to the needs of others? And at 31 years old, I'm not ready for that yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to help in this way. I'm ready to contribute in other ways, but I'm not ready to be in office nowhere yet. So, yeah. But what is this dude talking about with this? This by Vivek is criminally stupid. I will accept Russian. Hold on, let's read this up here first. Conservative writer. I'm skimming through it. He says, this by Vivek Ramaswamy is criminally stupid. I will accept Russian control of the occupied territories and pledge to block Ukraine's candidacy for NATO in exchange for Russia exiting its military force alliance with China. I will end sanctions and okay, blah blah blah. Just some more dumb shit. Again, the overall point. The overall point is that where Fritz at? Where Fritz? Oh, it's all good, Fritz. We having a good time, and we got quite a bit more to cover. Let's see. But yeah, no, more and more people are just seeing like, man, this dude. Ooh, hold up. This is interesting, but I'll pull that up in a sec. We gonna stay on Eminem is I think Eminem and Vivek is going at it because Eminem telling him to stop rapping his song on the campaign. Thank you, Fritz. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Fritz would be throwing down. Fritz gets down in the kitchen, man. Fritz can cook. Eminem tells Republican Vivek Ramaswamy to stop rapping his songs. And that's too when he was on that stage rapping, lose yourself in the moment. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, why are you doing that? Like, well, we know why he's doing it, but it's like, oh, like, come on, bro. The letter comes more than a week after the biotech entrepreneur delivered an impromptu performance of Lose Yourself at the Iowa State Fair. Eminem made the request via performing rights organization BMI in a letter dated the 23rd of August. So this is the British Broadcasting Company, so they put the date for the number before the month. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just funny, the subtle differences. And then in America, what the fuck is a kilometer? What the fuck is a kilometer, bro? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do over here. Mr. Ramaswamy is vying to unseat Toke, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. The letter says the company received a communication from Eminem objecting to the Republicans' use of his musical compositions. BMI will consider any performance of the Eminem works by the Vivek 2024 campaign from this date forward to be a material breach of its license. Hey, I mean, yeah. He didn't give you permission. I don't really stand for what you be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. This is pretty funny though. What is this? I don't know if this is related. I think this is after the debate.
I spoke authentically and I didn't come with canned slogans.
No, you didn't speak authentically at all because you're outrageously inauthentic.
And the reality is, you know what? If you're not willing to face off authentically with your fellow compatriots on the debate stage or NBC News or wherever you all are from for that matter, you're not ready to sit across the table from Xi Jinping. And I will handle Xi Jinping the same way that I will be handling my fellow politicians on that stage, which is to say with authority and with strength. And I take a lot of those.
Bro, Xi Jinping is the most powerful human being alive. Period. The end. The fucking end. Nobody on the planet is more powerful than Xi Jinping. And he been at it for a long time. And this little 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur who's voted twice in his life, he's admitted that, I'll handle Xi Jinping the same way that I handled all these candidates on stage tonight. Like, bruh, Xi Jinping is the most powerful individual in the world. There's 8 billion people on the planet, and not a single goddamn one of us is anywhere, well, not anywhere close, but I mean, shit, no. Bro, Xi Jinping is president for life of China, bruh. China is back in business, baby. China's back where they normally was. The century of humiliation is over for China. China's on top of the world, and they typically have been. The China and the nations that built up that area of China historically for thousands of years have been at the pinnacle of society and at the pinnacle in terms of technology, societal organization, all of that. Then they fell off for a little bit, but now they back. And Xi Jinping is literally like, bro, like it's just ridiculous. Vivek is such a jackass. He's such a jackass.
Attacks as a badge of honor, and I also want to say this, that they're good people. Right? I'm going to need many of those people on that stage in different roles in reviving our country. But when it comes to the White House, it will take an outsider. I think we established that tonight, and I was honored to come out. I think I think clearly the winner of this thing, just to be really honest of it. My first time ever on a debate stage, I was prepared for this to be a warm-up. The fact that we came out as victorious as we did is really an honor, something that propels me.
And the Chinese Communist Party, there is above the law. It's the Chinese Communist Party, law, citizens. It's not law party China they're so sophisticated. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna come in there and handle them. Dude, shut up.
I mean, it gives me a sense of duty to see all this all the way.
Yeah, they said you can't use my music no more, referring to an Eminem lyric. Okay, yeah, we saw him when he was on the stage rapping that, and everybody was just kind of looking at him like, all right, I guess he's doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like oh, Murphy Show, hello, welcome, good to have you here. Yo, this is ridiculous. And this dude is so lame. He's so corny. Exactly. You see love, like, bro, China is effectively rewriting world trade routes. Like they're incredibly sophisticated. And of course, they, just like any empire, just like any great world power, they do a whole lot of bad, just like we do. But I'm just gonna step up to the most powerful man on the planet. Like, bro, no, you're not. Shut up. Ooh. Where's my mouse? I was looking for it. My bad. He posted on X. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? He didn't just say what I think he did he? He wrote referring to more Eminem lyrics. Politicians and musicians have clashed over the use of music for decades. And I mean, that makes sense. Like, nah, bro, like politics is serious, especially if you're running for president, you on that type of a stage. Like, nah, man, you can't be using my music if I don't want you to be using it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Shit funny as hell. Yes, Jay. Yes, absolutely. That's absolutely a huge part of it, a foundation and a cornerstone of their success. 100%. Okay. Yeah, man, he's just gonna get clowned. Vivek is gonna keep getting made fun of. Like, even Donald Trump, runs and talks about issues. As crazy as he is, as wild as Donald Trump is, he'll talk about issues. He'll point out problems in the country. Vivek's just running around, just being crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just run around being an idiot. Okay, now we gone. I haven't seen this. Apparently, Kimberly Guilfoyle was on, and we gonna end up watching a Christian rap music video that's stopped jerking off. So we're gonna watch that, a Christian rap music video to tell us to stop choking our chickens. But first, we gonna see what's up with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Hold on, where is it? Damn it, I got so many things pulled up. Okay, here we go. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Apparently, she went on TV and she was quite stoned or drunk or something. Damn, why they got this shit so small on the screen?
It's so true. They attack the messenger, and they don't have the honesty or the integrity to act.
I don't know why this shit's so quiet. It's quiet. It's quiet on my end too. No, I didn't see that, Carlos. I didn't see it.
Actually answer those questions for the American people, but they will go after an honest person.
I'm looking all like this because I can't really hear it either. This shit is this shit mad quiet on my end too.
For voicing a serious question that should be addressed, you know, but that's what they do. That's their superpower, I guess. But there is a larger idea of the small business owners, the working class standing up to the swamp. And that's what really became the foundation and the backbone of the MAGA movement. And you were such a huge part of that, of sort of its birth and its creation. How do you assess the strength of that MAGA movement that you helped give birth to, metaphorically?
Well,
what are they trying to say? She's too mellow or something? I don't know. Shit. Maybe she was. I don't know. Shit. Maybe she was. I mean, she is married. She is with this guy, isn't she? I mean, she be around this dude and shit. Like, so that's pretty rough. And he's always on coke, bruh. Always. Look, bro. Look at him. Look at him there. Like he's always just turned up. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm an ex-cokehead. Shit. So I know when a motherfucker be on that snow. You feel me? I got a whole bunch of legal speed right here. I'm on some of it right now. You know what I'm saying? But obviously it's legal or whatever. But again, it's this dude be so high, man. So yeah, I mean, bro, look at him. Ugh, look at his hair. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, let's move on. Right, Snorty McJr. Bro, he be fucked up. Oh man, shit. I don't know what the hell type shit he be doing, man. He probably, but it's just so obvious, bro. It's so obvious. Oh yeah, shit. No, it's all the same. It's all amphetamine, methylphenidate. You know, which is just Ritalin, which is what I like, which is what I take when I'm working and shit. And it's all the same shit pretty much. It's so funny. We got, we're so strict on drugs in this country. Our drug laws are so harsh. But you can't turn on the TV or open up YouTube without some commercial telling you to buy they damn drugs for this, for that, itchy foot syndrome, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Take this pill, take that pill. Oh no. Well, if you've ever been pregnant before, if you're taller than 5'6", this shit may kill you. So we gotta warn you. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit may give you cancer. It may make you grow an arm out your forehead. Like, goddamn, like, bro, like, look at this. This is legal cocaine. That's what it is. It's our drug system is so fucking dumb. Okay, what Fox and Friends talking about now? No, I didn't see that. All right, let's see what's up. My bad, y'all. I already got this pulled up. Fox and Friends pile on Vivek. He's wrong about all that foreign policy stuff. Yeah, more and more people, I think he's just too cringe. He's too corny. He's too inauthentic.
Indeed.
When he was on our show, we asked him about Ukraine, and he defended himself, about funding Ukraine or not funding Ukraine, not being a part of that war. Brian, you also hammered him about Taiwan, and he basically said, or I think I asked him that question. You asked him the question about Ukraine, but we said it's been reported that you're fine with China taking Taiwan, and he said that's not what I said. He said after we get the chips. Then basically they're on their own. And then we were all questioning about Israel because people have said that he doesn't want to support Israel or he doesn't want to give any funding to Israel. And Nikki Haley hammered him on the debate about that, or during the debate on that. And so he was on with Sean Hannity last night. And because Republicans are so pro-Israel, it's an important issue. And Sean asked him about it. Listen to this.
You said aid to Israel, our number one ally, only democracy in the region, should end in 2028, and that they should be integrated with their neighbors. I have an exact quote. You want me to read it?
That's actually, I can tell you the exact quote. What I said is it would be a mark of success if we ever.
And then again, his whole thing is, I'm not a victim, I'm anti-victim. But then again, when Sean Hannity corrected him, he said, no, that's the fake news media going around making me a victim, putting words in my mouth, making me seem like I said things I didn't actually say. Like, bro, like he's such a cornball. Like, bro, this dude he's so lame. And he said he'd be, and he don't be knowing what the fuck he talking about.
Got to.
By the way, I'm a victim of the mainstream fake news media, but my entire political platform is about two things: sucking Trump's gooch, licking that ass, licking all over that ass, and not being a victim, even though he's acting like he's a victim. He about to say it.
A point in our relationship with Israel. If Israel never needed the
and in 2028, and that they should be integrated with their neighbors. I have an exact quote. You want me to read it?
That's actually, I can tell you the exact quote. What I said is it would be a mark of success if we ever got to a point in our relationship with Israel. If Israel never needed the United States' aid. And Sean, you know how politics is played. A lot of the other professional politicians who have been threatened by my rise have used that statement to say that I would cut off aid to Israel. That's not correct. The reality is this. By the end of my first term.
Okay, they skipping through. We saw it earlier. We saw it earlier with the longer clip with just him and Sean Hannity. But he played the victim in the interview with Sean Hannity. He played the victim, even though his whole platform is we have a culture of victimhood. There's no such thing as structural racism. It's not real.
Our relationship with Israel will be stronger than it ever has been because I will treat it as a true friendship, not just a transactional relationship.
I don't get it. He's wrong.
Ain't nobody feeling this dude. Look, I don't get it. Like, bro, like, but they can't leave Trump alone, which is also hilarious. It's like they're being pretty pragmatic with Vivek. Actually, they're like, I don't know about this guy. He's kind of just a kid. He's kind of a cornball. He has no political experience. He seems like he's full of shit. But that Donald Trump guy, I trust him more than I trust Jesus. I trust him more than I trust my mom and dad, my best friend of 30 years. Hell, I trust him more than I trust myself. Woo! MAGA. You feel me? Like, it's amazing to watch.
About all that foreign policy stuff. It's that easy.
I mean, you could have cutting edge foreign policy, but then he also said with the strategic ambiguity, I watched it last night. He said, look, what I was saying is right now we have a one China policy, strategic ambiguity. So if we don't say exactly what we would do if China goes to take out Taiwan. He says, I'm telling you right now, I will say we will back Taiwan militarily until 2028. At that time, we will have our chip capacity here domestically, theoretically.
Tim Smith, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here.
And then we'll go back to with the current policy we have right now. It's a long way to go.
Right, he's orange Jesus to them. Like, wasn't it? Didn't they say Jesus was too woke? You feel me? Like they like, nah, I don't know about all this loving your neighbor bullshit. I don't know about all that. Fuck all that bullshit. Oh my God. Okay, let's go ahead and we got to save that. We got to save that a little bit for later. Let's look at our boy Joe Biden. Let's look at the man with the plan. Coughing into his hand, like, here, kids, have some COVID. Want some COVID? Oh, that was whack. He did it like twice. I mean, they made it seem like he was like, ah, ah. Here, howdy, how you doing? Ah, how you doing? He did this shit like twice. Man, I thought it was gonna be more epic than that. It's not, I mean, not that it's difficult to find Biden, being Joe Biden, he just be getting up and walking off interviews and shit like that. But yeah, that was whack, man. I was expecting better than that. Y'all whack as hell. Hold up, is this different? Biden tells kids on first date. Man, this is whack. Man, y'all could do better than that. They could have did better than that, man. It's Danny, what's going on? How you doing? I'm all good. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for being here. But like, man, what the hell? Again, it's not hard to. I mean, there's a reason why Joe Biden was in the basement in 2020, and there's a reason why he's gonna be in the basement again. There's a reason why he's not gonna debate. If like 3 or 4 more Democrats entered the primary field, he would, be forced to. But it's a little late for that. I don't think that's happening. But I mean, there's a reason why they hide him. All right. So what we got now? Steve Ducey shades Trump. Oh. Trump's not gonna like that. The orange man is not going to like that. Let's see. Oh, Fritz, I'm glad I could make them laugh. I'm glad I could make them laugh. I'll try not to curse too much right now. I'll do my best. Steve Ducey shades Trump for blowing off debate by highlighting his rival's polling gains. People have started shopping. All right, let's see what he got to say.
And when you look at this Emerson poll that Griff started with, after the debate, Vivek actually went down 1 point. Ron DeSantis went up 2, Mike Pence went up 4, Nikki Haley up 5. Mike Pence increased his support with people in the Midwest. Donald Trump's support with people in the Midwest dropped 12. Nikki Haley's support with people over 50 went.
Yo, I just seen what Jenny said about snot wiping Ron, because Ron DeSantis did it way worse. He literally coughed into his hand and rubbed his nose and then was patting people on the shoulder.
Up from 2 to 9, and Donald Trump's support with people 50 over dropped 7 points. As we had said before the debate was the official starting gate, essentially, for 2024, and people started shopping. And now people have started shopping. They looked at the people on the stage and they said, you know what? I kind of like that person too. Donald Trump's still way ahead, but now people are looking at other people. And as we said before the debate as well,
she said they only 1 year old, so they can't quite comprehend. They don't know enough of what's going on. But once their brains develop a little, just slightly more, we're gonna have to take them away from snacksing for just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be off limits once their brains start ticking a little bit faster.
If Donald Trump gets in after skipping the first debate, it's going to look like he's getting in because he's losing.
Right. I mean, when you think about foreign policy, it's so important, right? But when you watched him on the debate stage, you saw how charismatic he was. You saw how young he was, Vivek. No one really knew much about him, so he's a fresh face.
He's a smooth talker.
He's fun. He's rapping on the campaign trail. He has, his wife's a surgeon. He's Ivy League trained. And he has 2 young children. So you imagine the family, a young family back in the White House. It would be sweet. So people are interested in him. But, you really have to talk about what matters to these families, and the issues really do.
Right. So you got the Fox debate in the end of September, and then you have an Alabama debate in 3. At one point, you got to think Trump's going to get in there. So I'm not sure why not the next one might be worth it if the stage can shrink. Because right now you figure Mayor Suarez, Larry Elder, and others who didn't make the first stage, are they still viable? And then with the criteria going up, you got
Larry Elder's. I didn't really. You can't follow everything, but Larry Elder's is hilarious. Didn't he sue the RNC or something like that? I don't know, some shit like that.
think maybe one or two.
He thought, I don't know what the hell he thought Larry Elder thought he was about to do in the Republican Party. Like, God damn it, I'm the biggest token black man. I'm their biggest token Negro that they got. Why won't you choose me? Why don't you people like me? Like, well, you need to stay your ass out there in the field. As long as you do that, we're cool. But you try to come in this house, we're gonna have problems, all right?
At least aren't going to make it. And maybe with a shorter stage, we could even have a more substantive debate.
Well, Trump has already said that he's probably going to skip that second debate on Fox Business because he doesn't like the guy who runs the Ronald Reagan Library, a guy by the name of Mr. Ryan.
He even said he was going to skip all the debates at one point.
I know.
So we'll see.
But given the fact that he went down.
Steve Ducey seemed like he's like, oh, I'm tired of defending this guy. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I guess they chose Tim Scott because, well, they chose him more than they chose Larry Elder, but they sure ain't choosing no damn Tim Scott. They're like, no. We can't have that. All right, now we gonna get into a message, okay? We gonna get into a message for everybody, a Christian message to stop jerking off. Stop. Yo, I haven't seen this music video. We got to take a hit before we watch this, but let's see how it start off.
Yeah. What they meant?
Oh, bro, be like, I'm bored in the suburbs in my house all day. I ain't got nothing to do. He just choking his chicken all day. I touch my dick the long way.
Praise God every day.
Praise God every day.
Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Yeah. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Please stop jerking off.
This motherfucker jerked off 50 times before he shot this music video. Hold up. We about to take a hit real quick before we watch this bullshit. Hold up. My man's is bored in the suburbs. He ain't got nothing to do. He pulled, you know what I'm saying? He rub one out. He's still bored. He like, ah! Like, bro, just embrace it. Just embrace it. If you got a high sex drive, if you got a high libido, you got to take care of yourself, my man. You got to do what you got to do. Ain't no shame in it. You feel me? Ain't no shame in it. Like, stop it. Like, Jesus is watching you. Like, but I don't know if this dude is even serious. But go ahead and load your bong with me. Yeah. This dude says, stop jerking off in that rich ass neighborhood. Yeah, I don't have anything to do. All right, let's go ahead and take this hit to this classic. You feel me? Thank you again, everybody, for joining me. You know what I'm saying? We always have a good time with these morning streams. Also, I will be live with Ravana this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be discussing the impacts of capitalism and more so the culture of opulence and materialism and excessivity and the impacts that has on mental health and drug usage within the United States. We're going to have a good discussion, me and Ravana. Tomorrow, of course, I'm streaming. We're going to be on with another episode of Lock Talk in the evening with my boy Kamal. And Thursday, we're going to have another episode of Nerd News. Also, we got the membership program available in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have that thing up and running. Members will be able to obviously see members-only content, but also participate in the production of the programming that we have on this channel. And that means, topics that we discuss in the various shows that we have, who we bring on as guests, different types of initiatives that we want to do, and more importantly, the membership section, and the members will be able to organize political initiatives. That's really what I want to do with this channel politically. You know what I'm saying? Help people get potholes covered in their towns. Help playgrounds get built. Help parks get cleaned up. Help communities get after school programs put in them. These types of things are more effectively implemented in local government efforts. And so that's really what I want the membership section to be about. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the snacks and VIP. But no, that's really what I want us to do again. It'll be production and access to exclusive content and production with our shows. But again, when you really look at how politics works On a federal level, it's always slow. But so many of the issues that we deal with right in our backyards can, in fact, be addressed through local community efforts. So that's what the membership section is primarily going to be all about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that. We're going to have that thing up and running in a couple of weeks. But thank you, everybody, for your constant support. Now we're going to take this hit, and then we're going to watch this music video, and we're going to learn why we got to stop jerking off. Be like, just let the semen build up. Just let it build. Have wet dreams. Go about your life and be filled with anxiety. Like, nah, man, get your rocks off. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get your dopamine hit. All right, here we go. Take this hit with me, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, you got to get your rocks off. You know what I'm saying? Go to sleep a little bit more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to sleep like, what's wrong? I'm just need to bust a nut. That's what's wrong with you, my boy. Ain't no different for ladies. You know what I'm saying? We all got to get our rocks off. You feel me? Especially if you got a high libido. But that should be, I mean, you know, to each their own. But nah, man. Men are constantly producing semen. We got to get rid of it. I encourage you to get rid of it. All right, here we go. One more hit.
Guess who's Vivek, bitch? You can smell a blow in my clothes. I relapse, bitch. This one for my homies who been trapping in that trap, bitch. You tryna go get it, push that pedal to that neck, bitch. But if you got some business, tell them hit me on my jack. I'm self-made, man. I never had to piggyback. Like Paul Pierce, I'm the truth line in these raps. Use your sense, things, this or they your crack. Real nigga with my brother, I split my name. True, every moment smoking on that.
All right, here we go. Everybody take a hit for Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Now, let's listen to the message. Yes, stop jerking so that you can we can force you to get pregnant and force you to give birth. Exactly so, life. That's the plan. We got to make these young men even more psychotic and even more in need of female love and touch and affection by not letting them touch and affect themselves. Run around, do your thing, make them have a baby. Make these women have children, God damn it. But don't jack off, though. Don't jack off, but make these women have kids. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. What? What they met? Praise God every day. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. What? Stop jerking off. Stop. Stop jerking off. Yeah. Stop jerking off. What? Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. What you doing, man? Read the word of God. Put your hand on that Bible and stop jerking off. Take your hand out your pants. That's a sin. This is not no
oh my
game.
God.
You can't let the devil.
Yo, look at how he like, yo, hold on. I got to watch this in depth. This dude is, he is narrating the struggle. He is putting on a beautiful display and a beautiful epic performance and demonstration of how hard it is. Like, be like, bro, you'd be like, fight your humanity. Don't do it. Don't do it. God damn it. Like, hold on, here we go. Let's check this out.
And do it. Read the word of God. Put your hand on that Bible and stop jerking off. Take your hand out your pants. That's a sin. This is not no game. You can't let the devil win. If you like the God, let the Holy Spirit in. If you don't, then this cycle.
Motherfucker typed in praisegod.com. Like, bitch, yo.
Go never end. I thought you knew, huh? What? Jesus Christ, see what?
White Jesus. Look at white Jesus with the red eye beams. Jesus is watching.
You do. Jesus not for me and for you. every word he spoke is the truth. Don't believe me, read the Bible, that's the old and the new. 1 Corinthians 6:18. What it say? Stay away from sexual immorality. That's right. Matthew 5:28, that's adultery. Follow Jesus Christ and you will be set free. Follow Jesus Christ is the only way. Pick up a Bible, pray to God, and put the porn away. He will set you free.
Oh my God, bro. Hold on. We got to look at the, hold on. Let's check that out again. My man's is not playing. He got a demon in him. My man's got a stroke demon in him. He's like, oh no, I already did it 12 times today. God damn it. Look, it's about to come out.
That's right. Matthew 5:28, that's adultery. Follow Jesus Christ.
Matthew 5:28, that's adultery.
Christ and you will be set free.
Why is this? How is this encouraging to what the?
Follow Jesus Christ is the only way. Pick up a Bible, pray to God, and put the porn away. He will set you free. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop. What? Stop.
Oh, he's struggling. My
Follow
man.
Jesus Christ and you will be set free. Follow Jesus Christ is the only way. Pick up a Bible, pray to God, and put the porn away. He will set you free. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Stop. What? Stop jerking off. Yeah. Stop jerking off. What? Stop jerking off. Please stop jerking off. What you
Oh my
doing,
God,
man?
bro.
Pick the word of God. Put your hand on that Bible and stop jerking off. Stop jerking off. Yeah. Jerking off. Stop jerking off.
Hey. Hey.
What you doing, man?
Hold it down.
The word of God.
Hold it down.
Oh, yeah.
A comet. Hold up.
Do
A
it.
comet of sin, an asteroid of sin came plummeting down through the atmosphere because my man's can't stop jacking off. And then it, oh my God.
The word of God. Put your hand on that Bible and
Here
stop
we go.
jerking off. Stop jerking off. Yeah. Jerking off. Stop jerking off.
Hey, hold up.
What you doing, man?
Bro, this dude is serious. This dude is serious, bro. I hate the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Bro, this dude is for real.
So often we are called hateful by people who hate our Lord and Savior. So to them I say, yes, I am hateful. I hate sin. I hate evil.
Exactly. My man's like, hold on, wait, I gotta pee again. Be like, damn, bro, you done peed like 8 times in the last like hour. What's going on? Like, oh, the demons came out. It's like, oh, stop jerking off.
I hate Satan, and I hate the Antichrist.
Wait a minute, why you hate the Antichrist? Is he against God? Now he gotta pay the price. You're like, wait a minute, why you worship Jesus Christ? Cause he paid for all my sins with his sacrifice.
Okay, we done with this shit. We done with this shit. If that's all it's gonna be, we done with it. But no, that shit was crazy, bro. But he's kind of like the what was that rapper's name? Forgiato Blow or something like that, who Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was in his music video. I think it's Forgiato Blow or something like that. And his music is essentially like that. That's basically what his stuff is. Now, this is just some cool technology. This is just some cool technology right here. So we're gonna check this out.
It's a race against time to clean harmful algae out of waterways before it dies.
It'll sink to the bottom, it'll decompose, it'll release those nutrients back into the water column, and then with sunlight and water again, you're gonna have another bloom.
Bloom buys algae from around the world and turns it into plastic pellets at its headquarters in Mississippi, in the hope that monetizing algae will lead to cleaner waterways. But first, you have to get microscopic algae out of the water. Bloom made a machine that can do that on the spot. Engineering firm AECOM rents the harvester and has used it to clean up harmful blooms in New York and Florida. Algae can be a good substitute for plastic because it contains lots of protein, but algae pellets can't completely replace regular ones, or the final foam wouldn't be springy enough.
Typically, we'll use anywhere from 10 to maybe as high as 30% of the algae in the final foam, just depending on that performance need.
Ultimately, Bloom's long-term mission is to teach people that harmful algae can be put to good use. It's a race against time.
It's just these are the types of technologies and that are infrastructure worldwide, but especially here, just talking domestically. This is really what we need more of. Obviously America has missed many an opportunity to improve our infrastructure, to do something about the fact that 40 million Americans in the Southwest are having to share a water supply, a fresh water supply that is ever shrinking. Things like that, people who live on in coastal cities. The fact that hurricane season continues to get worse and worse, and that sea levels are rising. Stuff like that we should have addressed. Every year there's fires, everything's on fire. So again, technologies like this is really what we as progressives need to focus a lot on. Not to say this one in particular, but just innovative technologies that can help make some positivity out of the mess that we've made. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the our lack of responsibility for taking care of our home. You know what I'm saying? These are the types of technologies that we need to be thinking about. Now, Jesse Waters, everybody. I know Fritz is excited about that. I know Fritz is super excited about Jesse Waters, seeing her some Jesse Waters and listening to what he got to say right now. Yeah, he loves him. The infamous mugshot. I think he was like, he looks hard. He looks so hard. He looks so tough. And then I think he said something like, look, now listen, my heterosexual record is 100% straight. Okay. I have no blemishes in my record as a heterosexual male, but let me suck Trump's dick real quick. Okay. I do like that. If there's one dick I do like sucking, it's Donald Trump's. That he says basically that. Hold up.
I am now going to book the Fulton County photographer for my Christmas card. Because, Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality.
See, that's what's there now. Now, before I say this, there's this is, I guess this is his version of saying pause. This is his version of saying pause. But you're like, now, before I say this, I do want to say I've never done anything gay. I've never looked at anything gay, and I don't have gay thoughts. But God damn it, I love sucking Trump's ass.
He looks good. And he looks hard. And
he looks good and he looks hard. He looks so hard. Fuck, he looks hard. I bet he gets so fucking hard.
For my Christmas card. Because, Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality.
I'm totally straight, bro, just for the record.
He looks good. And he looks hard. And
again, Jesse Waters' whole job is just that dumb guy on Fox News. That's it. Hold on, let's see. The mugshot is like the new Che Guevara t-shirt.
The Trump mugshot's like the new Che Guevara t-shirt. The image represents something. You feel something when you see it. It's iconic. It's infamous. And the media feels it too.
Hold up, is there more that's just not loading or something? Or are these just yeah, it looks like it's stuff that isn't loading all the way. But that's okay. That's pretty much the basis, you know what I'm saying? Doing his nightly duty. You know, he like, look, he tell Trump all the time, he like, look, if you stay up on your hygiene, I'll suck on anything. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Keep yourself clean. Shit. It's just like sucking on skin, you know. That boy Jesse Waters he's just practical about it. Like, hey, I mean, you know, if you clean it and it's all good, I mean, I don't really see what's wrong. Yes, I'm having way too much fun. I'm having such a good time. All right. Fox host gushes over DeSantis despite frosty Jacksonville reception. He is a servant and a steward of the people.
Well, thank you for doing this. I want to just say to the councilwoman, I got you. Don't worry about it. We've already been looking to identify funds to be able to help, one, make sure there's adequate security for Edward Waters College. We are not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people.
Let me tell you, we finna put parties aside, cause it ain't about parties today. A bullet don't know a party, so don't get me started. Okay, Jacoby is nice, but Ann is not. Now, if the governor wanted to come here and he bringing gifts to my community.
Ryan, look, hold on. Well, look at the fake smile Ryan has on. Hold up, I'm gonna pause it. Look, you see his face. He like, hey, that boy lifted up his head. He said, "Smile, smile, smile." He struggled hella hard. They in his earpiece again, like when Patrick was helping SpongeBob pass his driver's license test with Mrs. Puff. He like, look up, Ron, look up. Don't look like you're mad. He like, hold on, look, watch how much effort he put into this shit. Hold up.
But Ann is not. Now, if the governor wanted to come here and he bringing gifts to my community, y'all know I'm taking the gifts because we've been through enough already, and I don't want to go through no more. Now, y'all just be quiet just a minute and let the governor say what he gonna say.
Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Yeah, exactly. Like, hold it.
Well, Emily, you saw two examples of leadership in that clip, didn't we? So you have Ron DeSantis not afraid to go to that crowd. That state elected him. So he knows people across parties voted for him as well. It was the right thing to do. It was empathetic. He started immediately on what he could do when it came to funds. And that local leader stepped up. And what I noticed, and this is what I think has to be discussed, is that when she said there's no politics today, right? There's no parties. That's when you heard more applause. It was a few voices that were drowning out. And then when people were, told to let's back up a little bit, they appreciated that. What's your take?
But interestingly, both of those examples of leadership sort of represented the level that they represent. So we had the federal level coming in steady and strong like an oak, saying, this is the funding that I'm going to give. My deepest condolences. My heart breaks with you. And then the local councilwoman who says, hold on, guys. A bullet knows no party. Let's let this governor speak. Let's let him lead. I really appreciated that level of connection that we saw. And especially when he went on to talk about when he.
All right. Doesn't really seem to be much going on right there, other than a little bit of light discussion over the video. Oh, guess what, y'all? Joe Biden is old, and people know. People know. Morning Joe Wearily admits that even Democrats have real concerns about Biden's age.
Let's talk about some new polling that we're just getting in about President Biden, showing his age is a significant concern for voters ahead of the 2024 election, including among Democrats, by the way. A new AP NORC poll finds more than three quarters of Americans think Biden, who is 80, is too old to serve another term, 77% of them. Donald Trump is just 3 years younger than Biden, but only 51% of Americans say he is too old to be effective in a second.
Yeah, he did say, they said on day one, we're going to start slitting throats. That's exactly how you said it. Slitting throats.
In term. Broken down by party, 89% of Republicans say Biden is too old. 69% of Democrats say he's too old. And 74% of independents say the same. In contrast, only 28% of Republicans say Trump is too old versus 71% of Democrats and about half of all independents. So, Eugene Robinson, this is something that the White House, the Biden campaign cannot avoid. It is a reality. It might be uncomfortable for some people to talk about, but when you have private dinner parties, when you go out at the ice cream place in the summer, people do, even Democrats who like Joe Biden and plan to support him, they do have concerns about his age.
Yes, they do, and it's just a fact that they have to deal with. I mean, the fact also is that those Democrats, I think, are highly unlikely to say, okay, he's too old, I'll vote for Donald Trump. They're not going to do that. And
exactly. Look, at the end of the day, it's between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and both them motherfuckers is old. So, and like he said, and I've been saying, and it's not like I've been saying it, like I'm the only one who's been saying it, but one of the things I've been saying a lot is, yeah, Biden's unpopular, but I just don't, it just doesn't seem plausible for people who already are pretty sure that they don't want to vote for Trump to be like, I'm going to vote for Trump. Like, nah, like Trump got his people. but both of them are old. So like at this point, that really just isn't that much of a factor because both of them, Trump's 77 and Joe Biden's 80. So like, it is what it is.
Indeed, if it is a Trump-Biden rematch, I think it's very likely that the main question will be Donald Trump.
Oh, the Murphy Show. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hold on, what you say? Thank you. I appreciate you. And I've been working to do more. I'm gonna be on with Rayvana in a couple of hours, and again, I'm gonna keep on pressing to give y'all more and for us to continue to build a community that actually can get things done within our communities politically. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. And if I missed anybody else, I truly apologize. I'll have a hookup soon to where I'll be on a different platform soon. Well, not platform, but what I stream through. I'll stay on YouTube, but you get what I'm saying. But thank you so much.
It's a stark, binary choice. You want 4 more years of Biden, or you want 4 more years of Trump? And so I think the Biden camp is fairly confident on that score that's how it's going to come down. But it is,
man. There needs to be more Democrats need to enter the primary, man. I mean, I understand why people are just more so looking to 2028. I do get it. But if we could have like 3 even somewhat popular Democrats enter the race, that would boost Marianne's campaign as well. Because right now perception is important. And right now it just doesn't seem like there's anything going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all that would be needed, in my opinion. There just needs to be more people who jump into the race, but either they do or they don't. And if they don't, I get it. I understand.
It is a problem, and it is ironic. He's only 3 years older than Donald Trump. He is visibly in better physical shape than Donald Trump. Despite that those figures from the Georgia booking that have Trump at 6'3", 215. I'm sorry, that is a total fantasy. And you see Biden riding on his bicycle and doing all this stuff, and Trump doing none of that.
Okay, yeah. So it is what it is. People, I think that all that poll really showed is that Americans are aware. Americans recognize and realize and can tell that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are some old motherfuckers. And it ain't nothing wrong with being an old motherfucker. But we do have eyes. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And you know what? It is a blessing if it all, like if you can maintain your health at least enough. It's a blessing to become old because a lot of people don't become old. So again, ain't no shade, ain't no problem with being old, But yeah, I think that's really all that poll says. It's like, American, are you aware that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are senior citizens? People are like, yeah, I totally can tell, bro. That's basically all that those all that those polls really showed. Let's see. Trump ominously warns, be careful what you wish for in new rant over criminal trials.
You think we're moving towards civil war?
Oh yeah, this is where he said nothing. He said, you think we're moving towards civil war? And he said, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of hate, a lot of passion. You see a lot of that. That's basically all he said.
There's tremendous passion and there's tremendous love. January 6th was a very interesting day because they don't report it properly. I believe it was the largest crowd I've ever spoken before. And some of the crowds I've spoken before. And July 4th on the mall.
And Joe Biden just be falling asleep. Joe Biden, he'd be out and about. He'd be at important world conferences. He'd just be like, this shit is so funny. Okay, what is Donald Trump talking about? Okay, yeah, I think that was just part of the dialogue, man. We saw most of it. And them fake ass Twitter views, you know what I'm saying? Them fake ass Twitter views. We're like, it's the most watched interview in the history of this country. What was one of the quotes that he put out the other day? He was like, Some about the greatest president to ever wear a suit and tie in the White House. Me. Like, bro, this dude is so crazy. Here we go. Ballotpedia News. This is a good source and a good site just to track, and there are others too. Congress.gov and shit. What are some other ones? Open Secrets, stuff like that. But Ballotpedia is and you can go just to like different government agency websites. Those also actually do an excellent job just giving you raw data. But it's nice to keep up with stuff like this, to see what's going on. Because, what's very important is that we put a lot of emphasis into local elections. Because again, so many of the issues now, obviously, we have general systemic issues that need great drastic overhaul. 100% absolutely true. But a lot of issues we can affect again through city council and stuff like that. And by participating in elections at the local level. So again, Ballotpedia, I recommend it. Check it out. 71 candidates filed for federal and statewide offices last week. And more will be keeping up with this. Like, because again, it's like, all right, well, we got these old dinosaurs running, a couple people in the third party, but the federal government's such a stalemate. So who's running in the House? Who's running in the Senate? All right. So a whole bunch of people entered July 17th. Whole lot of people running. Now we got 71 more last week. 712 Republicans, 684 Democrats. Damn. A lot of people running. But yeah, now check that out. This means, again, we're gonna start paying attention to and again, especially after I open up the membership section in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be paying a lot more attention to what's going on in community politics around the country. And man, God, this shit is crazy. I really don't even want to go that deeply into it. The headline's crazy. That with there's the concept of the death penalty, and apparently this guy's not innocent. Like, it's not like I don't think he was innocent or anything. But it's crazy. Like, they tried to put him to death, and he survived. Like, damn. Like, I mean, how effective are our methods really? And then what is it, like 4% of the time people on death row are found out to be innocent later or something like that? But yeah, that's even more crazy to think about. Like, damn, like, sheesh, like, what do y'all think about the death penalty? Do you think that it should be totally, always 100% out of the question? Or do you think that perhaps there are sometimes acceptable instances where countries or states should put people to death? What's y'all opinion on that? Because I don't really think it's necessarily a black and white issue, and I can understand a lot of different people's perspectives, but the biggest issue to me is that sometimes innocent people get put to death, and like, one, and it's not just that innocent people get put to death, but also, I mean, that's my biggest problem with it personally. But also a huge issue is who deserves to get put to death and why. Like a terrorist who kills thousands of people, hundreds of people, or you know what I mean? Like, who really gets to call those shots? Like, how can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, now if you look at like extreme examples, like people like Ted Bundy or something, it's hard to have sympathy for someone like him. But like, most people aren't that deranged, you know what I'm saying? Like, most criminals, even most murderers, aren't that type of psycho. But yeah, it's like, how do you really, like, how do you really make that judgment call? And also too, is it more of a punishment to have to be is it more of a punishment to be put to death, or to have to be in prison your whole life? You know what I'm saying? Like, So it's just, yeah. My biggest issue with the death penalty is two things. One, it's that, sometimes people, well, I think if I recall right, it's about 4%. I mean, that's a problem, man. Putting people to death who are innocent. And then also, too, it's just like, I mean, again, how do you really make that judgment call? You feel me? Like that. I mean, because again, there's people who have been put to death who maybe have murdered one or two people, and then there's people who haven't been put to death who maybe have killed 20 or 30 people. Like there's too much gray area. So I think that I definitely lean more on the side of abolishing it totally, because then you just don't have to deal with so many of those ethical questions, those ethical and moral questions. Like, am I really making the right call here? You know what I mean? Now, I understand war, and war is different. War is unfortunately just a part of not just humanity, but life. Living things are at war with each other. But again, just putting someone to death is a bit different, like, because it's more avoidable. Like, you don't really have to do that, but war isn't something that you can just avoid all the time. Like, you really can't. And then if people are attacking you, like, are you just, oh no, I'm just against war, so I'm just not going to defend myself. Like, no, you're going to defend yourself the best you can. So again, I think that's a bit different, just because sometimes you got to defend yourself. But yes. Well, we had a very, very good stream. I'm gonna be on in a couple hours with Rayvana at 3:00. We're gonna be on here. Oh, the bong is loaded. The bong is loaded. But yeah, it's too difficult. But again, war is not always avoidable. Sometimes you got to defend yourself. But putting someone to death, capital punishment, that is avoidable. You don't have to do that. You can make the choice to just not do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, thank you everybody for joining me. And if you can, join me and Rayvana in a couple of hours. It's gonna be a good discussion. Oh shit, I'm about to take a hit of nothing. I gotta pack the damn bong. But that's okay, because we got some Barry White playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? We jamming out right now. We doing our thing. After I take these couple of hits with y'all, I'm finna get some food in my stomach. I'm finna pop me another one of these little things, you dig? And I'm gonna get ready for the show with Rayvana. It's gonna be a good one. All right, here we go. Cheers to you as well. Oh no. Well, love you too, Fritza. Go ahead and take care of that. Go ahead and take care of that. When you give it up, it's only enough to get me by. You're playing a game. It's so plain. You want me to win. I'm willing to play whatever you say. Here I stand. Woo! No more coffee today. I could do one cup of coffee, and then after that, it's like, I need me some of this. You know what I'm saying? I can take 4 or 5 of these a day, though. I typically only do 2 or 3 a day, though. But I'll catch y'all later, man. I love each and every one of you.